Hey there, Childcare Boss. I've got a question for you. Are you finally ready to empower your team to manage your childcare business for you? That's right. With proven interconnected systems, being a childcare boss will be made easy for you. You're in the right place with the right information. Welcome to my channel. Hey, you guys, this is your coach, Dr. Andrea Dickerson here, founder of IOwnADaycare.com, where we connect childcare business owners with proven management solutions. For today's proven management solution, I want to talk to childcare business owners through a story time on how to know when it's the appropriate time to scale your company and what to do if you've already scaled to make sure that you're doing it the right way. So if you're interested in finding out more about these strategies, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, stay tuned, and I'll be right back. Hey there, Childcare Boss. Do you ever feel like your business runs you instead of the other way around? Well, at the Learn New Systems webinar, we show childcare owners like you how to streamline operations, reduce chaos, and free up time every single week. You'll discover proven systems to simplify teaching, boost enrollment, and save real time. Well, hi everyone. I am Dr. Andrea Dickerson, and with over 25 years of running multiple childcare sites, I've built over 300 systems to help you take back control. Seats will fill fast, so save your free spot today and start building the freedom and childcare business you deserve. You can find out more by clicking the link in our bio or below and get your seat at learnnewsystems.com. Hey guys, thank you so much for standing along with me. I'm really excited about today's upcoming training. So be sure to click the link below or somewhere in the description box so that you can meet me there, beat me there, and be a part of what we're doing here with the I Own a Daycare Network. You don't want to miss it. All right, click the link now. All right, you guys, so let's dive into the training for today. I want it to be sort of like a story time so that I can make this very relatable for those of you who are scaling your company, but you want to make sure that you don't scale the wrong way. Now, if you are experiencing staff call-outs, but they're still calling you, if you are experiencing a director who really isn't putting the effort, the time in, then this is for you. Well, all right, you guys, I'm so excited about today's training, so let's get to it. I want to really give you a story time, but before I do, let me help you identify how this story time will help you. If you are dealing with center directors who are not really leading the team the way you'd like, this training is for you. If you have where you're short staffed of an executive team, like you don't have the right people in place, this story is for you. If so many opportunities have just fell in your lap, you didn't feel like you were ready, but launched before you felt like you were ready, this video is for you. So I want to talk about one of my clients. I'm going to call her Pam. Pam and I started our relationship together. And when we started, Pam only had one childcare location. And while Pam had this one location, she had been to coach after coach, but she never really trusted and believed in herself and scaled. However, when she started working directly with me, she built up the confidence and could see a clear path. One of the reasons why she could see a clear path is because she showed up to her group coaching calls and we would go through this framework. We would go through this scaling method. We would go through the information that you need in order to really succeed, in order to really have multiple locations. And by golly, within a year's time of her coming consistently to class, renewing her mind, being open to opportunities, being open to doors opening for her, that's what happened. Now, the second location came and she was under our program. And while working with us, I advised her, hey, you need to hire an executive director. The reason why I explained to her to hire an executive director is because you have to have someone to provide oversight. Now, when she did bring on an executive director, instead of it being a person who was on site, she brought on someone who wasn't on site. And that is where the ball got dropped. Whenever you are scaling your company, you want to make sure that you have, of course, someone that can provide program oversight and can assist you. And you want to have someone that's like a virtual assistant where they're not in the day-to-day so that they can keep the business moving forward with all of your back office tasks that have to be done. Well, against my advice, she went ahead and moved in that direction. I said, well, no problem. I'll work with whomever you decide to hire, but in our professional opinion, this is the next step. Now, God knows she did make a great decision in her executive. However, the missing piece was that person was not on site. So when you are scaling, be sure that you bring on someone who can provide program oversight for you. And this is how we build out our company hierarchy in the School of Systems. Well, during that year, it was such an amazing year. I really felt like we were covering a lot of ground. We were able to work with her executive assistant, and we were able to go over the classroom foundation system. And I started working with her team to implement the classroom foundation system. But here's where the story gets blurry. Because of so many empowered individuals around her, Pam disconnected from being the CEO and leader. I remember one time working with her teachers doing a training, and she was like, come on, y'all. Y'all heard what Coach said. Let's do it. But that is not what type of leadership you must possess when you have 3 locations. You can't be passive in your leadership, and Lord knows you don't want to be aggressive, but you definitely want to have CEO energy. And so at that time, I did a private call and I said, we really need to work on your leadership skills, because leading your team to follow a framework requires more than them just hearing the what. They have to be told the what, the when, the where, and the how. Well, time went on. We continued to work, and I said, you know what? Let me start working with some of your top performing team members on implementing the framework, because you can't lead what you haven't organized and what you haven't set a standard for, because as a CEO, you're setting a standard. So lo and behold, I started working with her team, and I will book her team for the sessions, because when you become an exclusive client, I pretty much take care of everything for you. But this CEO, Pam, she didn't go into her classrooms. There was so much value that she said, oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. Oh, I didn't know. So the question is, well, if you don't know as a CEO, who else in your organization don't know that you have a framework? Who else in your organization don't know that you have implemented this process? Who else in your organization is doing a closeout to make sure that your framework stays in place? Well, the answer was nobody. Childcare owners, what's the difference between a system and a process? I'm glad you asked. A system is the structure that keeps your business running, like enrollment, hiring, billing. A process, however, is the step-by-step way you carry out that system. Without systems, you're stuck in chaos, but clear processes, your center runs smoothly. That's why I'm inviting you to the Learn New Systems webinar, where I'll show you how to put the right systems in place for lasting freedom. So register today, www.learnnewsystems.com. So here are a few things that I want to make sure that I read from my paper that you walk away with from this story. That yes, you can grow from 1 to 2 to 2 to 3 locations in less than 2 years' time, just like Pam did. Yes, you can understand and comprehend that you have to have someone on your team, but you got to make sure you know where they fit on your bus, where they fit in your team, where they fit in your company hierarchy. All right. And then number 3, you want to have clarity of what's working in your company and scale that. Let me explain to you this story about Pam. So now Pam has walked through all of these available doors. She's walked through door 1, door 2, and lo and behold, door 3 is opening up. And when we start having our KPI conversations, I start noticing like, hey, focus on systems. What's working with your marketing? What's working with your enrollment? We got to scale this out, because now you have 3 locations and you're not focused in on money. You're not focused in on enrollment. You got to get on the ball. So we started walking through the process of understanding who does what in her company, who should be a part of the enrollment process, who should be a part of the marketing process. Because when you scale, you don't scale in buildings. You scale what's working. You scale knowledge. You scale proven processes. And so after working with Pam, I realized that she was coming to class, showing up. She was talking like she was getting it done, but there was no real foundation in place. There was no real framework in place. Only what we as a team had put in place, but she was totally disconnected. Well, I never got a chance to really finish helping this client to build out what I felt would have been a great masterpiece. And that is another key point. You have to stay focused until the end. Don't hop from one process to another process until you have been thoroughly and complete with the first one. So here's 3 things that I learned from working with Pam that I want you to learn so that you don't go down the same road. Number 1, frame it first. Put a framework in place that can be followed by all of your teachers so that it can become your training program. Where Pam went wrong was that she was not engaged or involved with the framework, no matter how many times I asked her to make sure that she knew about this framework and to make sure she guided her team. That was passive leadership. She just wanted for her money to do the work for her. But when it comes to a sustainable company, it's not your money that moves, it's your vision that moves. All right, and then here's number 2, clarity of how you want to get things done. You know, when you expand from 1 to 2 locations, you got to have something that's proven. What worked at location 1? Was it the phone calls? Was it the tours? Was it the flyers? So that when you open up location 2, all you're doing is taking what worked and then amplifying it, making it work for location 1 and location 2. So you got to have clarity of how you want things done because you know that this is what works. And then you have to put that in a task management system so that you can bring on team members to do the work for you. People cannot duplicate what you haven't simplified and what you haven't taught and what you're not willing to lead them in. All right, and here's number 3. Focus on doing something great before you move on. Focus on getting full in location 1. Focus on getting full in location 2. Focus on those things before you open up location after location because it sounds good, but that overhead for multiple locations, it cannot be managed without having a proven system. You will find yourself in financial distress, unnecessary financial distress, because you chose not to do those simple 3 steps: framework, how you want things done, and scaling that, and completing items before you move on. Don't be like Pam and have the get it done mindset where your money is being spent frivolously, all because you're not willing to stop and lead as a visionary. And yes, she hired our company. And yes, our company did a closeout. And yes, I was totally distressed and totally hurt that she decided to move on to another consultant. But that's her choice. That's her company. But I'm warning you that before you start making decisions and blaming it on others, be sure that you take a look at yourself to make sure that it's not the consultant. It's not the team, because many of us will want to fire the team real fast. But it wasn't the team. It wasn't the consultant. It was the CEO. It was Pam. Not focused in on leading her organization like a leader, thinking that she could buy this and buy that and buy this and buy that and that will do it. You could buy all the coaching. You can buy all the experts in the world. But if you are disconnected as the visionary, when that expert go home, when that coaching program is no longer accessible to you and your team, when nobody is really reading that coaching program every day, when you're not connected to that coaching program, the only answer that remains is you, the leader. And your team is going to be looking to you to see if everything that you said you want to do, that you're capable of leading them to do. Well, all right, this is a little different video. Pam and I are still cool. She don't mind me sharing her story, but I wanted to make sure that I gave you a story so that you could relate and that you could see, like, hey, I got to make sure I got these 3 steps in place so I don't go down the road Pam went down. Well, all right, you guys, this is your coach, Dr. Andrea Dickerson with ionadaycare.com. And as always, remember, if you manage the childcare business that you love, you will love the childcare business that you manage. Bye, you guys. isn't the people, it's your systems. With the right system and process, your center runs smooth, parents are happy, and staff will stay on track. You'll finally get your freedom back. Join my free Learn New Systems webinar and I'll show you exactly how. Don't wait. Register today. www.learnnewsystems.com. See you there.